The summer sun filtered through the leafy avenues of Gladwine, Pennsylvania, as a quiet crowd gathered outside St. John Vianney Catholic Church. The church's stone facade, weathered by generations of joy and sorrow, stood as a silent witness to yet another moment in the tapestry of life. A funeral, not just of a beloved partner, but of a chapter in one family story. Among those arriving, the presence of Jason Kelce was unmistakable. The retired Philadelphia Eagles center, stoic yet subdued, stepped from his car with his wife, Kylie, at his side. He wore the uniform of grief, a light shirt, dark tie, and slacks. In his hand, a Starbucks coffee, perhaps a small comfort or a shield against the rawness of the day. Kylie, tall and graceful in a simple black dress, held his arm as they joined the procession of mourners entering the church. But as the doors closed behind them, another absence loomed large. Jason's younger brother, Travis Kelce, Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs tight end, and one half of America's most watched celebrity couple, was not there. Nor was his world-famous girlfriend, Taylor Swift. Their absence was palpable, and for some, perhaps a disappointment. But what no one expected was the way they would choose to honor the departed, and the ripple of emotion it would send through the room. The Kelce brothers are, by now, household names. Jason, the elder, built his legend with bruising blocks and a heart that never quit, a Philly icon with a blue-collar soul. Travis, the younger, is football's showman, a tight end with hands like velvet and a personality tailor-made for the spotlight. Yet, on this somber day, they were simply sons. Sons mourning the loss not of a mother, but of the woman who brought sunshine back into their widower father's life. Maureen McGuire, the beloved partner of Ed Kelce, had died at 74, leaving behind memories, laughter, and an emptiness that could not be filled by fame or fortune. Jason, always the steady one, had made the short drive from his $6 million estate in Havertone with Kylie. They could have sent flowers, a card, or condolences. Instead, they came in person, joining the line of friends and family streaming into the church, each person carrying their own memories, regrets, and gratitude for the life they had shared with Maureen. Travis, on the other hand, was 1,000 miles away, suiting up for practice at Missouri Western University, preparing for another NFL season. The timing was impossible. Football waits for no man, not even for heartbreak. His absence, however, was not a measure of his love or grief. Inside the church, the air was thick with the scent of lilies and roses, the hush broken only by the soft scrape of shoes against tile, the murmur of prayers, the echo of hymns. Jason and Kylie took their seats quietly, blending into the sea of black. Jason's large hands, so often used to push, pull, and protect on the field, now clenched and unclenched in his lap. His eyes, usually twinkling with mischief, were clouded with sadness. As the priest began to speak, recalling Maureen's generosity, her laughter, her fierce love for Ed and his sons, something caught the attention of those near the altar. There, among the usual funeral arrangements, were 2 wreaths, huge, pure white, their petals like new fallen snow. They were not ostentatious, nor were they labeled with the names of celebrities. Instead, a small card read, "Forever in our thoughts, forever in our hearts." The flowers, as it turned out, were from Travis and Taylor. It would have been easy to send an arrangement as a token, a gesture, a checkmark, a fulfillment of social expectation. But these flowers were different. They had been chosen with care, their placement on the altar arranged by hand. The card, simple, direct, achingly sincere, told a story of love and loss. In that moment, the absence of Travis and Taylor felt less like a void and more like a presence of another kind, a presence that transcended miles, cameras, and the demands of fame. Back on their estate, Jason and Kylie's life had resumed its gentle rhythms. Reporters glimpsed the family earlier in the week. Jason, barefoot and relaxed, shared a snack with 2 of his daughters in the driveway, while Kylie cradled their newborn, Finley. Their enormous Irish wolfhound, a gentle giant, ambled between them, unbothered by the world's noise. It is easy to think of celebrities as distant, untouchable, living lives of privilege and ease. But here, On 10 acres of Pennsylvania soil, the Kelces are just a family, one that juggles work, play, heartbreak, and hope like anyone else. Wyatt, the eldest, zipped by on her bike, while Elliot played with a toy horse. Bennett, ever curious, watched her father intently, as if trying to puzzle out the mysteries of adulthood. Jason and Kylie had built this refuge for their girls, a place where they could run, dream, and heal from life's wounds. The compound had grown over the years: 3 homes, a pool with waterfalls, a hot tub for winter nights. Jason recently got permission to build a 4th house, a testament to his faith in the future, even as the past weighed heavy on his shoulders. On the day of the funeral, the church parking lot overflowed. Some mourners parked across the street, walking in clusters through the August heat. Unmarked police cars, their officers directing traffic with quiet efficiency, kept the chaos at bay. The Kelces, as always, attracted attention, but not the kind that comes from touchdowns or sold-out concerts. This was a different kind of fame, earned the hard way, through acts of loyalty, humility, and grief. Ed Kelce, the patriarch, stood on the steps in a gray jacket, tie, and dark pants, shaking hands and embracing friends old and new. He was a man marked by sorrow, but not defeated by it. For Ed, Maureen had been a second chance at happiness, a partner who had brought laughter back into his days, who had shown him that love can, indeed, surprise us at any age. As Jason and Kylie left the church, their green Toyota Sienna blending in with the other cars, there was no fanfare. Just a quiet exit, a wave, a nod of thanks. This, too, was a kind of grace. It's easy to forget, amid the headlines and hashtags, that even the most celebrated among us are not immune to loss. Fame cannot shield us from the finality of death, nor can money buy back time. For the Kelces, and for Taylor Swift, whose every move is scrutinized, the death of Maureen Maguire was not a photo op, but a private sorrow spilling briefly into public view. The gesture of the white wreaths, the heartfelt message, resonated precisely because it was unexpected. In a world where celebrity condolences can feel hollow or performative, this was something else. A reminder that the human heart beats the same, whether behind the gates of a mansion or in the pews of a small-town church. For Taylor, whose own songs so often explore the themes of love, loss, and the search for meaning, the choice to honor Maureen with flowers rather than a public appearance felt right. It was an act of empathy, of understanding that sometimes it is better to let the family grieve quietly, to offer comfort from afar. As the sun dipped behind the trees and the last mourners drifted away, the church doors shut on another chapter. But the story of that day, of Jason's quiet dignity, Kylie's steadfast support, Travis and Taylor's unexpected grace, lingered in the air. For the Kelce family, life would go on. There would be more games, more touchdowns, more laughter ringing out across their Pennsylvania estate. But there would also be an empty chair at the table, a space in the heart that only time and memory can fill. And for those who watched from afar, fans, friends, strangers reading about it over morning coffee, the lesson was clear. Grief is the price we pay for love, and love in its many forms is what binds us together. Whether through a simple message, a shared silence, or a field of white flowers, it is what endures. In the end, the Kelces reminded us all that even in the glare of the spotlight, the most powerful moments are often the quietest ones. The world may watch, but it is in the small acts of kindness, the gestures of remembrance, that true grace reveals itself.